There are ghosts here.
This is the room we had that have inside something.
The hotel is located in the mountains in Malaysia, 1 hour from the capital, Kuala Lumpur. Our reporter, Paul Bobrovsky, was actually able to book a room in advance. The pictures on the online booking page actually look pretty good, but the mostly negative reviews like "never stay at this hotel" or "creepy" give the impression that all may not be well.
It should be here somewhere, but it really doesn't look inviting.
Our reporter has doubts whether he can really stay here overnight. Fortunately, the hotel is signposted. There is no mobile phone reception in the mountains and visibility is bad.
That seems to be it.
The Amber Court Hotel is actually only 25 years old. But the 23 floors on both towers look completely run down and quite deserted from the outside. Can we really check in here? We try to get into Tower B via the parking lot. It looks more like the apocalypse than a relaxed holiday hotel. And who just leaves their car behind in a hotel car park? The car next to us has probably been parked here for years. It's even covered with moss.
Well, I'm not sure if this is such a good idea to park here. Wouldn't want our car to look like this.
What has happened here? On our way through the car park, we don't meet a soul. But we do meet more discarded and looted vehicles. We try to find a way into the building, but even the stairs have seen far better days.
Oh God.
On the next floor, we find our first hot trail, next to dozens of rusting motorbikes.
Well, there really do seem to be people still here. But who hangs up the laundry in the underground car park?
Quite bizarre, but a glimmer of hope. Nevertheless, most doors and floors are locked or lead to a dead end. And then finally, a lift. According to the booking page, the lobby is on the 4th floor. But it looks like Paul got his hopes up too soon.
That's really strange. The display changes constantly, but the keys are dead. Somehow, the lift doesn't seem to stop here.
Via an emergency exit, Paul finally gets to the 4th floor.
Well, it looks like there's a lot of action here. Is that the hotel lobby?
The lobby, check in. There?
We seem to be in the right place. There's even more business than expected. But instead of a hotel lobby, we find a small shopping street. From a clothing store to a hairdresser, a kiosk and a laundry. Are these all hotel guests who are shopping here? Paul gets to talk to shopkeeper Shemshid. Hard to believe, but he has been running his little shop here for years.
Most of those who come here are local construction workers. The prices in the center of Ginting are too expensive for them. They can buy cheaper from me. There are ghosts here. My buddy told me once that he was alone in his room and suddenly he heard children's voices. But there are neither children nor families here. That's why I never leave my room when it gets dark.
A possible explanation for why the building is half deserted. But now we really do want to find the hotel reception. There is no one there. But in the corridor, we meet a hotel employee who opens a separate room for us to check in. She assures us that the hotel is popular, with weekend tourists, for example. There are many Chinese and Japanese people who stay, but mainly Malays. Only now, because of the pandemic, almost no one is here. But in December or on holidays, we are actually always fully booked. The hotel acquired a kind of fame 3 years ago, and since then it also seems to attract horror fans. This is because in 2017 it was the backdrop for the Asian horror movie Haunted Hotel. Well, they probably didn't need to change very much for that. So far, we haven't met any other guests in the corridors. Paul cautiously looks into his room on the 22nd floor.
Well, I'm positively surprised. Sure, a bit old-fashioned, but much better than expected.
We really didn't expect that. 2 spacious rooms with a bath and a shower. And even a small fitted kitchen and a big clean bed. Cost per night, about €30. The highlight, 2 large balconies with a view.
From 1 second to the next, a massive cloud suddenly covered everything and you can't see a thing. Above all, it's really spooky here, even during the day. I can't wait to see what it's going to be like at night.
Night follows our first day of exploration. We give up the search for other guests for today. Let's see what a night at the Nightmare Hotel has in store for us.
Well, I've had a rather mixed and above all cold night, because unfortunately there's no heating here. The atmosphere in the room is almost a horror movie cliché. The doors have been rattling all night long, but that's probably more because of the cold mountain wind whistling through my room the whole time.
After an adventurous night, we continue our search for other hotel guests from Amber Court and want to find out what brings them to this unusual place. In front of the main entrance, we discover a group of young men. One of them is Malik. The 35-year-old tells us that he has been living in the same tower as Paul for a year and a half and invites us to his room. On the way there, he explains that there are many permanent guests like him living in Amber Court. Despite the fact that there's a creepy room on the cursed 13th floor.
This is the room we heard that have inside something. You see the sign of Chinese people, they put sign. They done magic all room. The ghost will can't go outside. Actually, this is not allowed, but we have to make quick and go back.
No one knows what exactly happened in that room. Since the last resident reported paranormal activities 5 years ago, the room has been locked. Malik lives 5 floors up and his room is really busy.
Hello. Hi.
Please come.
But this place does not look like a hotel room at all.
In this room, we're living 6 people. I never sleep alone in hotel room. Because we heard about the ghost like this, we afraid.
Malik works for a taxi company in the Ginting Highlands and has rented a permanent place in this shared hotel apartment. Together, the 6 pay the equivalent of €300 per month. The Amber Court offers not only hotel rooms but also apartments for people who work here in the area. But Malik's taxi colleagues don't like that idea.
If after midnight he get passenger for Amber Court, they don't have to come here.
Could be because of the apparently blood-stained facade. Malik leads us to the balcony and shows us that the hotel operators are already restoring and repainting Block A across the street. Malik explains that the frightening red spots are only the result of the humid climate up here. The whole complex is infested with red algae, just like many of the abandoned cars in the car park.
Reason some owners gone.
They're here because some of the owners have disappeared.
Finished.
They could no longer pay their car tax or were illegal immigrants and got caught.
Immigration gone.
Then he tells us most holidaymakers come to the Ginting Highlands to gamble in the only casinos in the country. The amber cord around the corner was also supposed to benefit from this. At least that was the plan. But the huge First World Hotel is right next to the casinos, so others can hardly compete with it. That's why there aren't enough guests at Amber Court either. Only the income from permanent guests like Malik saves the building from complete decay. But even if Amber Court was soon to get a makeover, Malik and his friends just don't trust the place and even adjust their leisure plans accordingly.
During the day, we've no problem going outside. Actually, we only go out to work. Otherwise, we play cards up here.
So you don't go out when it's dark?
Yeah,
Walk
we
around.
don't.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, it's safer here, right?
Safe here.
So, the Malaysian Creepy House is indeed an international hotel, where people even live and shop. It's a matter of taste, but quite definitely out of the ordinary.